Hey everybody, welcome to the competition timeout. We're back. It is Monday. You know what we're doing. Recapping, recapping. All right, what a Sunday was. Let's start out with the games. All right. New York Giants heading into Cleveland. In my preview I picked Cleveland because I think Cleveland is the better team, but they weren't yesterday. The Giants get a win 21-15. Uh honestly, uh Dana Jones with 24 for 34, 236, two touchdowns, no picks. Deshaun Watson went 21 for 37, 196, and two touchdowns. Honestly, this is just the game where I don't know if I've said it here, but I've said it before. The NFL is a lot about matchups. Because let's be honest, most of these teams, like they say the phrase, the people on the other side get paid too. That is true. Coaches, players, everybody else. There is some teams that don't have talent everywhere compared to others. So they're not as good, and we know who those teams are, but it doesn't mean that those teams can't play football. They can't keep up with people. I also think that the NFL really is about matchups and how teams match up with each other. But some teams can go out there and blow out the Giants, like the Vikings did 2 weeks ago, and some teams I get beat by the Giants, who are slightly better, like the Browns. Um, but yeah, the Giants win. I don't think this changes how good or not they are, but connection between Dana Jones and Malik Neighbors might be a flourishing thing, but would not worry about it. But good win for them. All right, next up, the Packers going into Nashville to face the Titans, the Tennessee Titans, and Malik Willis on his game back to Tennessee uh, leads the Packers to a win, 30-14. Um, Look, the Packers are a really good team. They are. They're getting these wins without Jordan Love. Malik Willis is doing just enough and not doing the bad things, which is what he needs to do. And he's winning. He's 2-0 as a starter. The Packers are 2-1. They're staying in it. Jordan Love could be back next week or the week after that. We'll see. They teased it a little bit this week, but he didn't play. All right, Indianapolis hosting the Bears. This was a sloppy game. Anthony Richardson, not a good day again. 10 for 20, 167, no touchdowns and two interceptions. Anthony's not looking. They got the win, but Anthony's not looking the best. I'll be honest, compared to how he played the first, all his games last year before he got hurt. But yeah, Williams on the other side, 33 for 52, 363, two touchdowns, two picks. Um, yeah, he got a lot of yards. They were down most of the game. That's cool. Uh, he he's having some growing pains in the league, and we'll see how that goes. That's why there's so many weeks in the season. But all right, the Texans going into Minnesota. This is another game like one of those matchup things. And I thought Houston, just off the top of the head, that Houston was going to go into Minnesota and get the win because Houston's the better team. But Minnesota at home gets the win. Sam Darnold doing enough. He was 17 for 28, 181 yards and four touchdowns, no picks. CJ Stroud was 20 for 31, 215, a touchdown and two picks. Listen, the Vikings are a okay team. The Vikings have one thing on their mind, which I said it last week, that's going to keep them in the game, and that is the defense and what Brian Flores is doing as a coordinator with his style of defense, which is the disguising. He's confusing all these quarterbacks, especially not only the younger ones, but even the vets. And It's gonna keep the Vikings in the games, and all they need Sam Darnold is to just do to not lose it for them, which is what he has been doing through three games. So yeah, good for the Vikings, but the Texans will be all right. Um, after this, we'll see how long this run lasts for the Vikings, but good for them. All right, Saints Eagles, the biggest game of the 1 o'clock hour, according to most people. Going into it, obviously, um, Eagles 1-1 after losing the Monday night to the Falcons. The Saints going into this game led the league in scoring and blew out Dallas and blew out the Panthers. I picked the Eagles before the game because I just think the Eagles are a better team. The Saints are okay, but I think that you had to look at those wins and some of it with a grain of salt, especially the first game against Carolina and then Dallas. I have my reserves about Dallas, but whatever. Uh, Not a pretty game, but the Saints offense was held down. Um, Kamara rushed 26 times, 37 yards. Derek Carr went 14 with 25, 142, a touchdown and an interception. So yeah, I mean, on the other side, Jalen Hurts went 29 for 38, 311, no touchdowns and a pick. Barkley had the big game, 17 carries, 147 and two touchdowns. It wasn't pretty. Um, the Eagles defense held on at the end, and they played better, way better against the run, and positive for Philly. We'll see how the Saints continue to do, but they're an okay team. They're gonna win some, they're gonna lose some. I don't know if they're gonna keep up that 40 point mark, but then again, the league, like I said, it's about matchups, and yep, that's what it is. All right, guys. So Pittsburgh hosting the Chargers. Justin Fields, really good day. Well, pretty good day. 25 for 32, 245, a touchdown and an interception. Najee Harris has 70 yards on the ground. And Justin Herbert on the other side, 12 for 18. He did get hurt, 125 and a touchdown. The Pittsburgh Steelers outlast the Chargers 20-10 to stay undefeated. Good for them. That offense is still um, lackluster, but we'll see. Speaking of, I guess, a shocker, it was for me, but once again, the theme of this is matchups. The Broncos go into Tampa Bay on the road and get a win against the 2-0 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They improved to 1-2. The Buccaneers are 2-1. Baker Mayfield, 25 for 33, 163, a touchdown and interception. Not a great day for Baker. 7 sacks. He got sacked 7 times. Bo Nix didn't get sacked at all, but he was 25 for 36, 216, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Still hasn't thrown a touchdown this year yet. He did rush for one. Not a crazy game. Numbers don't stick out too much. The Broncos were just able to do some things, especially defensively, and were able to get the win. All right, 4 o'clock slate. Panthers, Raiders, matchups of two not that good of teams, and the Panthers came out. They came out strong. They came out hot, and they won 36-22. Basically dominated the game from the beginning on the Raiders. Not much to talk about from this game, but both of these teams aren't really that good. We'll see how they continue their seasons. The Dolphins going into Seattle without Tua. Seattle takes care of business at home, 24-3. The Geno Smith had 26 for 34, 289, a touchdown, two interceptions. Not that great of a game for him. The Dolphins started Skylar Thompson, then Tim Boyle ended up in there. Not a good day at all for that offense. Ravens going into Dallas. They went into the game 0-2. Dallas was 1-1, and Ravens needed a win desperately, and they went into Dallas and got that win. Lamar 12 for 15, didn't pass a lot, 182 and one touchdown. Derrick Henry on the ground dominated, 25 carries, 151, two touchdowns. Lamar 14 carries for 87 yards and a touchdown. It was all on the ground. The Ravens got up early. They were 28-6 going into the the third quarter. Dallas got some, 19 points in the third, got an onside, scored, did everything they could to kind of creep back, but it was just too late. And the the Ravens ended up holding on. Ravens could be back on track. Division matchup: Rams, Niners in LA. What a game! It came down to a last minute field goal. A couple injuries. Trent Williams left game for the Niners. Uh, Obviously, we know about the other injuries that they didn't have. Kittle didn't play. We know CMC's out. It was a divisional game. It was tight. Most of it, the Rams made a comeback late, had a big fourth quarter to do the comeback, and then got the kick last minute to get this win. Rams are 1-2. The Niners are 1-2. We'll see how they bounce back. Cardinals hosting the Lions. Cardinals have been hot. They came into this game 2-0. The Lions were 1-1 after the tough loss to the Bucks last week, but they went into Arizona and they won it 20-13. Not a crazy offensive game, but it was kind of grinded out for both teams. Arizona had the ball late, and couldn't really do anything. Uh, but the Lions are back on the win column. Yeah. The Sunday nighter, Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs going into Atlanta. Uh, Chiefs team without Pacheco. Um, Mahomes was 26 for 39, 217, two touchdowns and an interception. First straight game with a pick for Mahomes to start the year. We'll see how that goes. He didn't get sacked once. Kirk went 20 for 29, 230, a touchdown and an interception, got sacked twice. Uh, Carson Steele led the way running, 17 carries for 72 yards, and receiving Rashid Rice at 12 catches for 110. It came down. It was very close. I still trust the Chiefs because of the quarterback they have, the coach that they have, but they're 3-0, but it hasn't been an impressive 3-0, and I think that's just the league. It is very sloppy to start out with. This is also who they are. I mean, honestly, they were like this last year, and I can't. Yeah, I've already seen an example of them do this, and so I'm not gonna be down on them. Uh, but some things have to change. Um, some things have to change. But yeah, anyway, the Chiefs get the win, and they're 3-0. Yeah, I mean, it was a fun weekend. There was some fun things. There was also some sloppy things. That's how it's going to be the first couple of weeks with the lack of preseason play and all that. But uh, teams are starting to get better. This is why you don't jump on certain teams early or get down on certain teams early. This is a long season, and we've got three now. We got 15 more to go. So, and we got two more tonight. Bills hosting Jags, Bengals hosting the Commanders. I remain my picks. But yeah, enjoyed that doubleheader on Monday night on a random week 3. But yeah. All right, guys. Tomorrow, come back, review those games, and keep on talking. Thank you for tuning in. Peace out.